The stars look bright tonight, thought Leaf to herself. In fact, they weren't any brighter than normal, but Leaf was an optimist. After 9 hours, Leaf went to bed. At school the next day, Leaf's class learned how to spell parallelogram. But Leaf didn't. She was asleep. This won't do, thought Leaf's teacher. This child is missing out on a vital education. At dinner, Leaf's parents told her to concentrate more, but she just shrugged. Spelling parallelogram isn't vital, she said. That night, Leaf waited in her bedroom until her parents had gone to bed. Then she tiptoed out into the garden with her binoculars. I know, she thought. I'll build a rocket and fly into space. The next day she skipped school and went to the library instead, to find a book on rocket building. She concentrated very hard. The stars are even brighter now, she thought, and this time they really were. After a very long time, Leaf went to bed. She dreamed about her house and her parents. They were very far away. When Leaf woke up and saw the earth, That's very small, she thought. How do all the houses and boxes and parents and children fit? She was worried that the earth would get lost. Space was very big. So she took a jam jar and caught the earth inside it. You'll be safe now, said Leaf. And she put the jam jar on her shelf in her rocket. She was an optimist. Leaf didn't understand the people on her jam jar world. They built bombs to throw at each other, even though there was enough space for everyone. And they made machines that melted all the ice caps, even though they could never get them back. They made the skies go black, while they played with toys they didn't really want. And mostly, they just worried about little paper rectangles with the Queen's face on. People are very confusing, thought Leaf. Sometimes she wished she could move her house to another planet which made more sense. But all of the others were too gassy, or too square, or too hot, or too thin, or too cold, or too small. These people are destroying the only planet they've got, thought Leaf. How strange. I know. I will write them a letter. So she did. And she took the jam jar and opened her rocket, and very carefully she put the earth back in space where she had found it. All the way home, she thought about the tiny little world, with all the houses and boxes and parents and children on it. On the way home, she stopped off at a house where a nice man called Carl lived. Please read this to everyone, she asked Carl, because she knew that the people on Earth didn't listen to little girls. Then she flew home. That night, the nice man called Carl opened the little girl's letter, whilst she sat in her garden and watched the stars. This is what it said.
Consider again that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. Like it or not, for the moment, the earth is where we make our stand. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the only home we've ever known.